Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. I think we are waiting for the remaining participants, and soon we will start it. But before that, I request everyone to rename your name with the last 3 digits of your paper ID. You can see that in the program schedule. Can you hear me? Professor Mike, are you available?
Yes, I do. Go on, man.
Okay, welcome. And please rename your name with the last 3 digits of your paper ID. You can see that in the program schedule. Just Telepuh Paniplor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good day.
Can you please rename your name with the last 3 digits of your paper ID? Your name plus last 3 digits of your paper ID, please. Your first or last name plus the last 3 digits of your paper ID.
Okay.
If someone don't know how to do that, let me know. I will do for you. I can see new participants are joining us. I need to inform you, please rename your name, your first name plus the last 3 digits of your paper ID. We need to see it on the screen. Thank you. That's good. I see most of you already done with the renaming. Yeah, we are just waiting for a couple of minutes and then we gonna start it, because I don't know how many participants will join us. Many of them already sent their video PPTs, so let's see. Okay, thank you so much. And it's time now. So welcome all to the International Conference on Economic Business, Tourism and Social Sciences that is organized by International Institute of Academic Research and Publication, known as IARP. I'm Dr. Shakir and the coordinator for this conference. And we really apologize for postponing this conference because it was supposed to happen on 6th of November, but due to some unready schedules and non-availability of our key staff members, we postpone it to today's date. We really apologize for that. And yeah, so I think you all are ready, and I hope all the participants already got the program schedule and other instructions for this online session. And I need to remind you that for each presentations, as we mentioned in the email instructions, there will be only 10 minutes for each presentation and extra 5 minutes for question and answers session for every presenter. And after the completion of all the presentations, we will have a question and answer session, that is a Q&A, and you can ask questions, or you will be asked questions, and you can offer your suggestions to the participants if you have any suggestions or question in the Q&A session. And I want to mention all those participants who already sent their presentation in the recording form. They do not actually need to play it here on Zoom on the screen. And we will upload it on our YouTube channel, and the link I will share later in the chat box. You can visit our YouTube channel to watch all those video PPTs. And those participants whose university require them to play or to present the PPT here on the screen, they need to come and present it here on the Zoom and on the screen live. And I also welcome our session chair, Professor Dr. Mike Ali from Chujing Normal University, China. And Professor Ali will assist and evaluate every live presentation in this session. And on the basis of the assessment, the best presenter will get an award in the form of certificates. And this assessment criteria mainly focus on the points such as the best contents from the paper, good presentation skills, time management skills, and the attraction of the audience, good impressions, and on the audience, and many more other things need to be evaluated in each presentation. So I hope you will enjoy this session with us. And so without wasting your time, I think it's time to move forward, but I think it's quite important to let you know and introduce you with the organization, International Institute of Academic Research and Publication, IARP. And for this purpose, I will share my screen to let you know about this organization. Yeah. Where is my screen? Is it visible to everyone? Can you see it? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is International Institute of Academic Research and Publication, known as IARP, based in India. And IARP is a conglomeration of academia and professionals which aim to promote research and innovation, creating a global footprint. And IARP also aim to bring together worldwide researchers and professionals which encourage intellectual development and providing opportunities for networking and collaboration. This professional non-profit association is actively involved in academic networking, meetings, conferences, workshop, projects, research publication, academic awards, scholarships, and many more academic activities. This is about IARP, and the first thing is the focus is knowledge, and our main objective is to attract researchers from different fields to share their knowledge and scientific breakthroughs to a wide audience under one roof. That under one roof, I mean not only in-person online conferences, but also online conferences is the one we see it now. We also focus on sharing. That is important part of academia. And we deeply believe that sharing information and staying up to date is a key toward success, which we can achieve in such kind of academic activities. We also focus on networking, and sometimes we lose the time looking for a solution that others already have found it. So I think it's quite important for the researchers to meet in such activities and share their knowledge, their research findings with each other. They can minimize the spending of energies and time on the things others already found and can be shared with each other. Yeah. So what we basically do is helping in expanding researchers in world-class networking, international and national conferences, and involved in publication in international journals, in publication in the form of proceedings with the DOI. Yeah, this organization is best known for the conferences organized around the world, academic international conference such as in Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, Indonesia, India, Singapore, UAE, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Bangladesh, Nepal, Russia, Egypt, Nigeria, USA, and many more other countries around the world. And these are our associates, that is, they include PhD Cluster, Conference Alert 360, and F1000 Research, our publication partner, that is a group of Taylor and Francis. There are some opportunities for the participants in this organization. And in addition to the conference proceeding, which will be published with the DY, you can also publish, you can also get the opportunity to publish your extended abstract, e-poster, presentation slides with the DOI. And you can also publish your full research manuscript with the DOI indexed by Google Scholar in such journals. Yeah, Google Scholar and many other international journals. And all the accepted papers that are registered with IARP will be published in multidisciplinary Scopus index journals. Yeah, and we recommend every participant to opt for publishing in F1000 research journal, that is a Scopus Q1 journal, and very fast author-oriented journal. I will explain how it is author-oriented journal. Because we have a gateway, an F1000 research website, and IARP Gateway is an open research publication hub that is dedicated to publishing research rapidly and in a transparent manner. What is that? F1000 research, as I said, is a quick, fast, and author-oriented journal, and a journal of Taylor and Francis provide a platform to publish all form of researches Yeah, like researchers from physical and life sciences, engineering, medicine, business, economic, management, social sciences, humanities, and ranging from different form of research, such as articles, software tools articles, method articles, review articles, and many other formats. And you can also publish your lecture notes or lecture slides or post or many other things. And what are the benefits for publishing in this journal is it enables authors, not editors, to decide what they wish to do with their manuscript. And authors can suggest to peer reviewers based on certain criteria to control the whole process, how it works. You can see here, you can submit your paper, your manuscript here in F1000 research on IARP gateway. You need to remember that you need to submit your paper through our IARP gateway, otherwise you will not get the discount. The real fees of the journal is over $1,300, but if you want to submit it through IARP gateway, you can get a discount of more than 150 USD. So you need to submit your paper here through IARP gateway. And there must be an associated data with your paper, such as interview schedule, field notes, or SPSS data set, or any other associated data. You need to publish the data in a research repository. You need to publish it and bring the DOI and submit it together, all these information to the journal. Then when your paper is reviewed by the journal editors, you can revise it and then you can resubmit, and then you can invite reviewers, at least 5 reviewers, to review your paper, but the reviewers have certain criteria to be followed. For example, a reviewer must be a PhD holder, must have published at least 3 publications in Scopus as a leading author, and must not be affiliated or published together with you in the last 2-3 years. Yeah, these are some of the main key points you need to keep in mind. And when the reviewers review your paper and comment on your paper, you can revise and resubmit. And out of 2 reviewers that approve your paper is good, then your paper will go for indexing in Scopus Q1. That's very easy and author-oriented process. So that's why we suggest to our participant to publish in this journal through our gateway. Yeah. Yeah, these are some of the examples of papers we publish.
Excuse me, Dr. Shakir. Regarding the gateway, shall we do the submission ourselves directly or throughout the conference? Because at the end, this is a conference, and
throughout the conference.
So that you will be, if we send it to you, you will do the submission, because what we can provide you with the forms, and there is like an F1000 form that you have, and in that form we can introduce those reviewers, as you already mentioned, so that you can use it and you can use the reviewers from your side. So I think
after this conference, please, I will share our contact number, our WhatsApp number, and our team will guide you how to do every step. So don't worry about that. If you are interested to publish in F1000, don't worry. We will guide you how to do it. Don't worry about that. It's very easy. Okay. I will provide our team contact number, which is specialized in this matter. Okay, don't worry. And these are some of the examples of publication in Scopus in the SSCI, ESCI we published for participants. These are some of the examples. Otherwise, we published each month dozens of other, a lot of papers. Yeah. these are some of the glimpses of our in-person conferences around the world, and you can visit our website www.iarp.org for exploring many more information and updates. Yeah, that's all. And if you have any question, I think we can discuss all those questions in the Q&A session. Now, I will invite our session chair, Professor Mike Ely, to have a starting remarks, and then we can start and move to the conference. Professor Mike Ely, are you available?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be the chair of this conference. And I should say welcome to all of participants in IARP conference. Today we are going to start, but before we start, I should tell you how we will handle this. So before we start, I should tell you that I will call the paper ID of each participant and presenter. So after that, you can present. And after the presentation, we will have like the short comments on your paper and have some suggestions. So before taking time, I should say we should start like. So the first paper, I should say the paper ID is 214. If you're available, please go on.
It's
Paper ID 214.
It's 214.
Yes, it's 214. The first paper, a relationship between absolute pitch and the types of mindset. The presenter is Poj.
217 or 214?
No, my screen there is 214.
Okay, 214. Okay. Paper ID 214.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yes. Can I share my
Yes.
screen?
Yeah, please.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
Do you see my screen? Okay, now can I start it?
Yes, sure. Go on, please.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. As you can see on the screen, our topic is the relationship between absolute pitch and types of mindset. Let's start by seeing a few information about my own background. My name is Poj Rungdeung Bangchen. I am 17 years old. I come from Thailand and I am a student of Bangkok Christian College. First of all, I will begin with an abstract. Here is my abstract, and this is about absolute pitch, which is a special auditory ability to identify notes of pitch. From this ability, brain of people with absolute pitch increase neuronal connectivity similar to synesthesia, which is the perceptual phenomenon in neurological condition. As a result, absolute pitch and synesthesia have been reported to occur together in an individual. Additionally, synesthesia can produce exceptional cognitive abilities like enhanced creativity, which is claimed by direct theory that creativity is positively related to growth mindset and the processor skills can be developed through education and experiences. This study is the identification that there is a relationship between absolute pitch and types of mindset or not. So the survey is comprised of 15 item online questionnaire, which 5 are musical questions and another 10 close-end were constructed using a 5-point Likert scale to test the hypothesis that the people with absolute pitch are more likely to have a more significant percentage to have a growth mindset than ordinary people. The analysis encouraged that theoretical framework that there was a positive relationship between absolute pitch and a growth mindset. In contrast, non-absolute pitch and fixed mindset were related positively. From these findings, the majority of people with an absolute pitch, that is musicians or artists, have a perseverance because they are not afraid due to the failure. and creativity that improves the quality of the performance, make the result more creative and productive. Therefore, having an absolute pitch ability influences the construction of a growth mindset, which lead to being creative and qualified musicians. Now I am going to describe these 4 keywords, which are crucial and play an important role in this research. So they are absolute pitch, synesthesia, creativity, and growth mindset. Let's start with the first one. Absolute pitch, as known as a perfect pitch, is the unique ability to identify pitch or notes in music, which essentially no errors and without any reference note. Absolute pitch can be learned by everyone, but they would have a limit period early in development up to the age of 6. Since there is a general developmental shift, making perfect pitch can scarcely acquire after 6 years old. Musicians with perfect pitch were indicated that their increased neuronal connectivity because musical abilities have been associated with left-right differences in brain structure and function. Because of the brain function, it is linked to the other perceptual phenomenon in neurological condition that have been reported to occur together with absolute pitch in an individual called synesthesia. Next one is synesthesia. Is the phenomenon that when you hear music, but you can see shapes, or you hear a word or name and you see a color. People who have this ability are called synesthetists. Brocard and other experts claim that people who have it may do better on memory and creativity. As a result, we are going to talk about creativity. Creativity is the ability to discover new and original ideas, connections, alternatives, and solutions to problems, especially in the production of an artistic work by the use of the imagination or ideas. Creativity are crucial in shaping an individual's behavior and real-life decisions towards being creative. Creativity also shown in other topics, and it is one of the characteristics in growth mindset from direct theory. The direct theory is about a mindset, which is a state of mind that controls one thinking, how one sees their skill, and how one approaches difficulties in different situations. So it has 2 types of mindset. The first one is growth mindset. People who have this perceive that hard work could improve their skill, every abilities can be developed, and they would not be afraid due to the failure. On the contrary, there is the people that have a fixed mindset, which do not like challenges and difficulties because they are afraid of looking bad and scared to lose. As a result, there is a skill would not be improved, so a fixed mindset has more pessimistic outlook than a growth mindset. The purpose of this study is to identify a relationship between absolute pitch and types of mindsets. We use Google Form and Google Sheets to carry out this study. In the online questionnaire, a total of 110 responses were received with a wide range of age, gender, and auditory ability. The Google Form is comprised of 15 item online questionnaire, which the first part has 5 questions and another part has 10 questions. The first part is a musical questions. There are 5 audio files in various pitch and various instruments, including piano synthesizers. Respondents should answer to the correct note. This part aims to distinguish who have the ability called absolute pitch and who does not. The answer from this part will link to the second part. For example, if you have an absolute pitch, you must correct all these questions. But if you cannot answer these 5 questions correctly, you are not non-absolute pitch. Part 2 is 10 close-end about mindset using a 5-point Likert scale to test the hypothesis, ranging from strongly agree scale 5 and strongly disagree scale 1. After we got all responses, we need to calculate by using Google Sheets. Get all the number in each row to calculate the correlation coefficients by correlational method. So this is a result. It demonstrated that the mean score of absolute pitch processors who also had the growth mindset was 4.45, while that of non-absolute pitch of growth mindset was negatively related, which was 4.34. On the other hand, a person with non-absolute pitch could lead a positive correlation with a fixed mindset, showing mean score rather than absolute pitch and fixed mindset, which were 2.88 and 2.29 respectively. So absolute pitch musicians who have a growth mindset were less concerned about composing songs than non-absolute pitch due to the fact that growth mindset people have more self-confidence, making them would not be afraid but due to the failure. And absolute pitch musicians would have more effort and creativity because these are constructed more if neuronal connectivity in the brain increases. Not only in musical performances, but also includes all works, whether involved in music or not. Although creativity was not caused by the absolute pitch directly, perfect pitch was linked with synesthesia. Both absolute pitch processors and synesthetists shown enhanced auditory cortex. That was proved in several findings revealing interlinkage between absolute pitch and synesthesis. Consequently, a growth mindset of absolute pitch processors enhances the quality of performances, having more diversity, novelty, uniqueness. Since absolute pitch can be learned by everyone, and it would be more effective if a student studies music before 6 years old because of the general developmental shift that happens in children after 6 years old, and it will rarely have a servant's abilities. Therefore, parents should encourage their children when they were young. On the contrary, non-absolute pitch have a strong correlation with fixed mindsets. This correlation shows that absolute pitch tend to not have a fixed mindset. As a result, they might be less likely to perform or create their works as well as absolute pitch processors.
Sorry for interruption, but we just have 2 minutes, so be conclusive, please.
Okay, sorry, again, please.
You have 2 minutes more, so please
Okay.
conclude it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So in conclusion, the study's outcomes can provide concrete evidence of interlinkage between absolute pitch ability and growth mindset. The rationale behind this is that absolute pitch people who have high levels of creativity, effort, and musical skills, because they have a growth mindset, are more passionate about music production and able to produce diverse and unique songs. In other words, the results are more creative and higher level of quality. Moreover, we should recommend parents to develop their children's brain before they were 6 years old because they will be likely more self-confident. They need a substitute for those who learn social skills, compassion, and conflict resolution, making them more confident in the long term. And this is our references that bring our presentation to the end. Thank you for your attention. I was pleasure for being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your presentation.
Yeah, that's great. And we appreciate you as a young researcher working in this area and about absolute pitch, synesthesia, and mind growth. And I think all these variables are quite important for creativity and mind growth. And yeah, your paper is quite good. I also have some questions, but we will ask all those questions. If anyone have any question, we can come to the Q&A session, and we will discuss it later. Okay, thank you so much.
Well, I should appreciate the presenter. He's young and quite good, and the research finding was quite interesting because it was all about like the absolute pitching and perfect pitching. And it's good. Like the novelty was also quite good about the like the people should concentrate on their kids in early age to develop their creativity in their mind to have self-confidence. So it's time that we should move to next presenter. So the next presenter paper ID is 216. Intention to use QR code payment for the foreigners in Thailand. If you are there, please go on. Paper ID 216. Islamic legal perspective on a digital currency and how they apply the Jordanian legislation.
216, I see you are available on the screen. Can you hear me, Professor Amjad? Professor Amjad, 216, paper ID 216.
Hello.
Yes.
I just want to share my screen.
Yeah, please.
Good morning with respect to me, but good evening for you. I just would like to present the paper on behalf of my colleague, Dr. Nasser Al-Balawi. He's in the Faculty of Law at Jadara University in Erbil, Jordan. And myself is Professor Amjad Al-Fahoum. I am in the Biomedical Systems and Informatics Engineering Department at Yarmouk University. The article is about Islamic legal perspectives on digital currencies and how these can be applied to Jordanian legislation system. In summary, the summary of this work, as we already mentioned, it is an analysis of the connection between the Islamic law and the cryptocurrency regulation. The first area of investigation included definition of the digital currency, the form of digital currencies, and the discussion of its legal status within the Jordanian context and the Islamic context. The second area of research of this inquiry was about the discussion and comparison of the legal system and Islamic law rules pertaining to digital currency. And to solve this problem, we combined different methodologies together, including descriptive, analytic, and the comparison strategy to reach out to our results. Regardless of the technical, legal challenges that surround electronic currencies and the legality or illegality of dealing with them, there is no doubt that the emergence of electronic currencies have received a great deal of interest. Even though it does not fundamentally address the demands of the time, its attributes have made it a huge hit with its distributors. In this work, the theoretical significance and necessity to develop legalization governing the issue of digital currency is a core and a crucial issue owing to its widespread use. The pragmatic significance, taking into mind the significance spread that digital currencies are experiencing, the conclusions and suggestions of this research will be of an added and practical value to everyone who interacts with electronic money. Also, we in this study will examine the issue of legal system of digital currencies according to Islamic jurisprudence and law addressing respectively the notion of digital currency and legal regulation governing these currencies. At the end, and it is of a core belief value for every Muslim to understand if this form of digital currency is legal and it obeys with the Sharia laws. The research problem here, we pose a set of questions, and we tried throughout this research to answer these questions. The first one, what are the consequences of continuing to use the digital currency without Jordanian laws controlling it? What are the consequences of the legislative deficiencies for the regulation of certain rules for digital currencies? What precisely are digital currencies to begin with? How do these currencies operate, and what are their distinctive characteristics? What's the legal statement of the digital currency? Is there a distinct legal framework for these currencies as a result of the current legislation? From an Islamic legal standpoint, what are the most effective ways to use digital currencies? These questions are posed at the beginning, and the whole article was structured so as we will be able to answer these questions. The study was as follows. What is the research aims of this study? As we can see that the current study emerged from the reality of several goals that we seek, and these goals are the main objective of the study, represented as follows: to address the research questions provided by this paper regarding these currencies, evaluating the legal documents governing digital currencies and using jurisprudence, opinions, and judicial systems. The application of Islamic laws combines both international and local laws and agreements that go in harmony with them, provide recommendations and conclusions about the legal Islamic framework of digital currency. In this, the research methodology was really in harmony with the questions that were posed at the beginning of this research, the idea behind the digital currency, its notion, the legal status of these currencies, legislative provisions governing digital currencies, the status of the national regulation, and the standpoint of Islamic law on the use of these currencies. If we go back to the concept of digital currencies, we characterize that digital currency is a non-existent currency that is essentially dependent on the encryption. It is decentralized currency that is not issued by a central bank, administered by any government, or tied to any local or global currency. It's electronically mined and manufactured by computers, and it's used and shared through the internet. Bitcoin, a new monetary system for electronic payment, is without a doubt the nucleus of the emergence of digital currencies. This currency is based on encryption between the two parties and is built on an anonymous system of electronic transactions with the aim of moving away from centralization of the major banks, as they are not monitored by different types of banks and bodies and are not subject to bank laws. Another type of digital currencies is the Litecoin. It was established in 2011 as Bitcoin in 2012, and the Quark is in 2013, Mastercoin in 2013, and Rebel Money all debuted in 2013, which appeared for the first time, has the characteristics that have piqued the curiosity of investors, since it cannot be exchanged like other electronic currencies. As we can see, we have like many digital currencies, but how can these digital currencies abide with the local or Islamic laws was not, appear for the researchers from the beginning. So the question, is there any legal framework supporting these type of currencies? Based on the precedent set by the courts, it is clear that these currencies cannot be considered legal tender or perform the functions traditionally associated with the money. Goods and services cannot only be valued in a tangible kind of cash, not in cyberspace. So this is the main issue that was really clear by the courts itself. Also, however, owing to their high volatility, lack of buying power, and the quick response to any technological or technical incidents, technical penetration, or official circumstances, digital currencies are unfit for use as a store or of value or wealth. Digital currencies are not suited for the use as a form of deferred payments, and they cannot be used to settle debts or pay back loans since they are not stable and subject to market fluctuations. As such, digital currencies cannot be viewed as traditional money or even take its place due to the enormous difficulties that have been cited, and at the same time, they do not enjoy widespread acceptance and popularity, especially considering that many countries have banned the trading of digital currencies within their monetary systems. So from these point of views, we can see that the regulations, either the national or international regulations, and the flow of the court does not recognize these as a real currency and is not governed by laws, even though there are some countries that have some part of the legislative system to mention these type of currencies. And this country like Germany and Ohio and the New York states, they had the first regulatory framework for regulating electronic money operations. But how the local Jordanian system and the Islamic Sharia does not recognize them till now. So the standpoint of Islamic law on the use of digital currency, referring to the jurisprudential judgments on the legitimacy of transacting with digital currencies.
You have 2 minutes more, so please conclude it. Thank you.
Most notably Bitcoin, we discovered that Islamic Sharia scholars have divergent views on the actuality of encrypted currencies. The main results that we came up of this study, these electronic currencies are a result of the technology and its advancement. There is no question that these currencies have become highly popular and stable among a large number of people due to the requirement to encrypt them in order to transact with them. Digital currencies provide their dealers with a high level of confidentiality. The majority of the national laws do not govern a legal structure for them, despite the fact that these currencies are seeing a rapid and vast expansion. There is no legal existence for digital currencies, and the function currency does not apply to digital currencies. On the other hand, the significant tensions in the world regime support the use of such currencies, especially due to the lack of confidence among people in the current financial system. In the conclusions, we can see that in light of these results, a series of research has been conducted. The real restrictions on cryptocurrency under Islamic law were the focus of this research project. The research compared Islamic law to the legal framework for digital currency, and we have compiled a complete comparison analysis and set of suggestions between civil laws and Islamic law. At the end, we urge that Jordanian government capitalize on digital currencies and take advantage of the great demand for them by drafting legislative rules controlling their use. And also we urge that e-commerce regulations be updated by introducing a new legal text addressing the subject of how to deal with these type of digital currencies. Hopefully this concludes my study. Thank you for listening, and available if you have any type of question regarding this research. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your important topic related to Islamic legal perspective on digital currencies. As we know, the digital currencies in e-commerce has huge influence on modern economies, and especially it is important to have legal framework for its separation in a country, and for this purpose we really need a continuous research that is needed to be conducted in a local setup. Yeah, thank you so much. And if there is any question regarding this presentation, we will have a Q&A session, and you can come to the Q&A session to discuss about this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thanks to the presenters. It was really important and like very interesting topic about the contradiction of cryptocurrency with Islamic perspective, with Islamic like beliefs, everything. It was really interesting because I already saw a lot of papers discussing these things of what's the matter, like whether it's legal or not in the prospect of religion. Well, we should move to the next presenter. I should see the paper ID. Okay, the paper ID next one is 217, intention to use QR code payments for foreigners in Thailand.
217, I think, is a video presentation. 217, yeah, is a video and already sent to the conference committee for uploading to the YouTube channel, so we can move to the next one. Thank you.
Okay, the next one is 217, the Pali dialect Javanese contractions.
218, yeah, okay.
Yes, 218.
218, are you available? 218. 218. I think I can't see it on the screen. 218, are you available? Paper ID 218. Yanwar, Mr. Miss Yanwar. Yeah, okay, so if no, please move to the next one.
Okay, the next paper ID is 221, increasing students' learning achievements through storytelling. Yeah, storytelling of Indonesian lessons in class 1.
221, right?
Yeah, 221.
Okay, it's also a video PPT, so please move to the next one.
Okay, the next paper ID is 224. Use of teaching media based on a local culture to improve poverty writing ability to class. If you're available, please go on.
Yes,
Paper
also
number
video
224.
PPT, yeah. Is
Okay, the
video,
second
yeah.
one is, okay, the next one is 225. The effect of problem solving learning.
Video, please.
225.
Yeah, video.
Okay. The next one is 228. Level of macro, small, and medium enterprises satisfaction.
228.
228.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the chance for me. Let me share screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Introduce me. My name is Syafira. I'm from Universitas Pendidikan Muhammadiyah Sorong in West Papua, Indonesia. Here, I would like to present our paper. The title is OK Pace Training to Improve Knowledge and Awareness of the Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises in Sorong, West Papua, Indonesia. Okay. First, we are here research of the FNB MSME. Why? Because FNB, as we know, the food is never ending. I mean, we all need food, right? So the culinary business will never end till forever. So we would like to research or to know that FNB MSME are the mainstay sector supporting manufacturing and economic growth in Indonesia. The culinary business is growing more rapidly after the pandemic era because it is present not only in a conventional form, but in the form of a cloud kitchen, which is marketed through e-commerce, like we know GrabFood, GoFood, Shopee Food, and etc. And culinary business that are marketed through e-commerce have a higher turnover than conventional culinary business because the reach of consumer is wider. That's why we want the F&B MSME here in Papua use the e-commerce. Okay. Sorong Regency is an area with promising local culinary potential. However, people still tend to run their business conventionally. And it is because one factor is not having sufficient insight regarding the function of e-commerce. That's why we are here, the Kedai Reka team, me and my team, carried out several trainings in order to grow public knowledge and awareness about the digital culinary business so that people or MSME entrepreneurs could start taking advantage of existing e-commerce services. The aim is to grow the public knowledge and also the skill of the MSME entrepreneurs. Okay, so this study, of course, aims to determine the effectiveness of the OKPACE. Yes. And the methods, the subject or the participants of this study is 84 F&B MSME entrepreneurs in Sorong district. It is from 51 MSME businesses. Participants chosen by purposive sampling, which all run the food and beverage businesses and doesn't use e-commerce yet. And the design of this study is using experimental one group pre-test post-test design. And we use OKPACE training as a variable independent variable. The stage is 3 stage: branding training, then labeling training, and digital marketing training. And the variables that we measure were awareness and knowledge of the participant. And the data was collected by questionnaires, aims to see the awareness and knowledge about branding, about packaging, and about digital marketing of MSME businesses, containing 34 questions. The Cronbach alpha is 0.655. And we also collecting the qualitative data using interview as an additional data. And the analysis, we analyze the quantitative data using pair sample t-test. Before we use pair sample t-test, we use assumption and the data was normal. So we use pair sample t-test technique to know about the effect of the OKPACE training on the awareness and knowledge of the MSME business. The data analysis use SPSS version 23. And the qualitative data we also analyze by confirming the interview result of the participants. So we're just confirming the interview research like that. Okay. It is the stage of the OKPACE training. The first is branding training. In branding training, we use theory and also simulation and practicing the theory about brand and how to make it trusted, how to make our product trusted. And we also use review the old brand, and the training was in 3 days conducted offline. And also the second one, and then in the next one, we do training, labeling training. It's also theory and review and also simulation. It's in 3 days, conducted offline too. The theory is about creative packaging and how to make our product interesting. And there is a simulation and make new package for their product like that, for their business. And the last training is about digital marketing. When digital marketing, we use we do in 5 days, sorry. We do in 5 days. First and second days to photography about theory and simulation, and they photograph their products. And third and fourth, they do copywriting, so they will use social media to promote their product. Then the last day, they will do e-commerce. I mean, they join the GoFood. The GoFood one. The GoFood is one of the e-commerce in Indonesia. Okay. Then the result, we use analysis data from SPSS, assumption test. The normality test showed that the data was normal with 0.255 with a p more than 0.05. Sorry. Okay, and the hypothesis test, the correlation was incorrelate, 0.020, significance 0.857. And we use per sample test, and it shows significance p less than 0.005. It means the hypothesis were accepted, or the training was effective and efficient. Okay, so from the result, we know that from the result of the quantitative data and also the qualitative data, we know that participants interest to make their product better with the brand and new creative package. And also the participant aware how important is using e-commerce to market their product to get wider consumer. And also the skill of them and the skill of promoting, such as photography and copywriting in digital marketing of the participants are also increases. Okay, furthermore, the training about the theory and also the simulation increase their knowledge, increase the participant knowledge and also awareness. So they become more aware from for the e-commerce, and also they have more skill of the photography, skill of the copywriting, and skill how to make their product better. Okay. From e-commerce, we also know that the technology could make marketing more efficient, more effective than the conventional one. So
sorry for interruption. You have 2 minutes more, so please be concluded.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Then we know that the conventional business, they will change from the conventional to digital. The first one, consumer doesn't know about the product of the participants, but now they know because digital marketing using e-commerce makes consumer easier to order, and then the participant or our MSME participant have higher income because the order is more, because they have more order like that. The participants have more awareness to using e-commerce as the media to sell their products, and the income is increased as well. Okay, so the conclusion is Pacha training that we do from the 3 stage, branding, labeling, and digital marketing is effective to increase awareness and knowledge of the MSME entrepreneurs in Sorong or in Indonesia. Okay, thank you for listening. I'm sorry if there's such a mistake for me. I will take it back to Dr. Shekhar.
Thank you so much for presenting this important topic about the impacts or effects of training and the success of MSMEs in small enterprises or businesses. Quite a good study. And we have any question or other participants with any question can come to the Q&A and we will discuss it later. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, the presenter. It was very interesting about the product awareness and consumer knowledge. And novelty is also very nice, good, and appreciated. So we should move to the next presenter. The paper ID is 234.
234 is a video presentation. Please move to the next one.
Okay, thank you. The next one is 238.
238. 23. Yeah. Yes, also a video, please.
Okay, the next one is 239.
239. Are you available? Francesco.
Hello. Yes, we're available, sir.
Okay.
Let me share my
Okay.
presentation. So, can you see it, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so the digital world has now become a fire hose of information. It provided a highly interconnected worldwide platform for everyone to spread information to millions of people in a matter of nanoseconds. With this, fake news items and articles spread deception and confusion among the general public through different social media platforms. Media commentators even argued that the efforts to fight misinformation through fact-checking is not working and that misinformation overall is becoming unstoppable. Intentional or not, sharing misinformation does have serious consequences. It does not only threaten the democracy and integrity of people and organizations, it also wear down public trust in real news. Currently, false news has shaped public opinion, created discord among people and groups, and even placed undeserving individuals into power. Good afternoon.
Sorry. Are you reading from the screen or reading from the paper? Because we don't see moving the screen.
I will move it later, sir.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. So, good afternoon from the Philippines, dear colleagues. Greetings of peace and prosperity. I am Francisco Soledad Jr. from the Political Science Department of Central Mindanao University in the Philippines. With me are my co-authors, Ms. Giselle Peñaflor, Ms. Joyce Eloisa Sabugaa, and Ms. Muriel Desiree Coquin. And in behalf of our research team, I will present to you our paper entitled Metacognitive Awareness, Factor in Students' Ability to Evaluate Political Fake News in Social Networking Sites. So, in the first half of 2022, at the very height of the pandemic and at the very height of national elections here in the Philippines, there has been a growing political polarization in the country caused by disinformation and misinformation. So let's go to the theoretical framework. We know that we know that the role of factual information is at the nexus of democratic theory. Robert Dahl argued that the basic criterion for democratic process is enlightened understanding. Additionally, this study is also profoundly anchored in the theory by John Flavel in 1979. Flavel introduced the concept of metacognition, which means beyond cognition. It is also outlined most simply as thinking about thinking, cognition about cognition, knowing about knowing, and becoming aware of one's awareness and higher order thinking skills. Today, metacognitive awareness has been widely used by scholars in pedagogy to measure the thinking abilities of students. So let's move to the statement of the problem. Here is the schematic diagram. The study employs the causal research design where the researchers observe certain variables such as the respondents' metacognitive awareness and how they judge false news. The study will then attempt to analyze the results of this association. So specifically, the study aims to understand the following questions. First, how are the participants characterized according to their metacognitive awareness? Second, what is the level of students' ability to evaluate false news on social media? And third, is there a significant relationship between the respondents' metacognitive awareness and their ability to evaluate false news on social networking sites? Let's move on to the methodology. So research design. The study utilized the causal research design to determine the linkages between metacognitive awareness and the student's ability to evaluate fake news. The respondents of the study were the 91 college students of Central Mindanao University College of Arts and Sciences. The specific respondents were chosen because, according to the study of Stanford University, a large scale of students had difficulty judging the credibility of news they encountered. So for the research instrument, we utilize a survey questionnaire. The first part of the survey questionnaire measures the students' metacognitive awareness via the metacognitive awareness inventory, which assesses general self-regulated learning skills through two levels of indicators. First is self-knowledge, and second is self-regulation. The second part is a researcher-made news evaluation quiz, where the researchers retrieve news that has circulated around social media throughout the election season. The students will then identify whether the news is real or fake. Let's move to the results and discussion. So for the problem number 1, how are the participants characterized according to their metacognitive awareness? So according to their totals, 52.1% of the students are moderately aware of their metacognitive awareness, while 45.1% are extremely aware. Only 2.2% of the respondents are documented somewhat aware of their metacognition. With a total mean of 3.19, overall, the students are moderately aware in terms of their metacognitive awareness. So, in the study of Corno in 1986, it states that some students can regulate their intentions in learning by contesting interest, goals, and distractions, and are more likely to complete tasks satisfactorily even if the outcome is in poor quality. This result may also infer from the study of Aura et al. In 2011, which indicated that when one has a high metacognitive ability and knows how to apply it, there's a higher chance that problem solving will be successful. So let's proceed to problem number 2. What is the level of students' ability to evaluate false news on social media? The table shows that 44% of the students have high ability of evaluating fake news. Additionally, 27.5% of the respondents appear to have a very high ability, while 26.4% of the respondents have moderate ability of recognizing fake news. So the results suggest that majority of the respondents are able to identify and evaluate the credibility of news that they find in social networking sites. These findings somehow negate Stanford University studies, which indicated that a large scale of college students had difficulty evaluating the credibility of news they encountered. So next, so as exhibited in the table, unusually, 33% of respondents mistakenly evaluated item number 2 as false news when in fact it is a legitimate news. So here is item number 2. The news was retrieved from a credible news outlet, the Philippine Daily Inquirer. However, several students may have been confused by the ambiguous usage of words in the headline and the complexity of the composition of news. On the other hand, items number 15 and 18 have been evaluated correctly by all of the respondents as fake news, presumably because of their obvious display of unprofessionalism in terms of journalistic design and composition. So let's proceed to problem number 3. Is there a significant relationship between the respondents' metacognitive awareness and their ability to evaluate false news on social networking sites? So as calculated by some simple linear regression analysis, This table displays the relationship between metacognitive awareness and students' ability to evaluate false news on social networking sites. The smaller the p-value is, the higher the chance that the regression model is of significance. However, in the table, it shows that metacognitive awareness, metacognitive awareness got a p-value of 0.4508, which is less than the significance level of 0.05. Therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted. The results imply that metacognition has a very weakly significant difference in the student's ability to analyze false news. However, the results somehow support the study of Aura et al. That when one has a metacognitive ability and knows how to apply it, there's a higher chance that problem solving will be successful. Similarly, the findings also support the study of Coutinho, which indicated that students with great metacognitive awareness would be effective learners, while students with poor metacognition will perform inadequately. So, in conclusion, a majority of the respondents, which are 52%, are moderately aware of their metacognition, with a frequency of 48 respondents, while still a considerable chunk of respondents, which is 45.1%, is highly aware of their metacognition. That is to say that majority of the sample size of the students of College of Arts and Sciences of Central Mindanao University altogether have above average metacognitive awareness. Remarkably, the fake news quiz results suggest that 71.5% of students have a high ability to very high ability in evaluating news. In contrast, 26.4% of their participants have moderate news assessment ability, scoring only 11 to 15 points in the fake news quiz. Therefore, the findings of this research suggest that college students have a higher ability to evaluate the authenticity and legitimacy of news. This contrasts with the study of Stanford University, which specified that a great scale of students had trouble evaluating the credibility of news they come across. Notably, it is also found that majority of the students easily identify fake news content if they are poorly designed and composed. Therefore, in accordance with the results gathered and analyzed by the researchers, there's a sufficient evidence to accept the null hypothesis, stating that there is no significant relationship between metacognitive awareness and the student's ability to evaluate the legitimacy of news. The results surmise that metacognition has a very weak direct relationship with the student's ability to recognize false news on social media. Recommendation. The researchers recommend that using the same instrument and methodology, the respondents shall be taken among the high school students this time to be able to create a comparative study among the college and high school students about their metacognitive abilities and their competency in evaluating the news they have encountered. So,
Please conclude. Thank you.
What does this mean in the political arena in the Philippines? So nations, like individuals, have short memories indeed. The recent elections left the current political landscape of the Philippines under the reigns of lies and deceit. This full-blown disinformation and propaganda war besmeared the vast majority extremely vulnerable to fake news and more readily influenced by it. At first glance, the recent elections may appear free and fair, but we may be witnessing firsthand the disintegration and erosion of our democratic values, with the free press being contaminated by the miasma of disinformation. Just as reliable knowledge is necessary for democratic process, unreliable misinformation can jeopardize critical democratic processes. Thus, there is a need to closely assess the recent polls, which is marked by increased polarization, media fragmentation, and an avalanche of fake news content that has been slowly polluting the electoral process. That would be all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this important and quite novel study about metacognitive awareness of students' ability to evaluate political fake news. And if there is any question about this study, we can come to the Q&A session and we will discuss it there. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for presenting about the political awareness among the youth. It was quite interesting, and I really appreciate the knowledge I got. A lot of things I just learned from this presentation, but it's time to move to the next one. I will say the paper ID. The paper ID is 240.
240 is a video presentation. Please move to the next one.
Okay, the next one is 244.
Is also video.
Okay, the next one is 245.
245. 245. Are you available?
Code switching in teaching literature, the case of English teachers.
Yes, I am presenter 245. I have sent to you, sir, the video presentation. So could you just play it because my laptop is not okay.
Sorry, the
It
video
malfunctioned.
presentation you sent us, we considered it as a YouTube channel presentation, so we didn't save it here. But
Okay.
if you, of course, you want to present it here, you can send me here on the WhatsApp and I can display it here on the screen. But actually, I don't have the video because I'm not involved in that process. That's concerned with another team. So if you have the PPT, you can bring it to the screen and we will display it here.
I cannot open my laptop, sir, so I cannot send it to your email. Could you consider?
Yeah, so I think we can then upload your video PPT to the YouTube channel. Is that okay for you?
It is okay, sir, but will I still receive a certificate if
Of
that would be
course,
the
for
process?
sure. Everyone will receive a certificate, proceedings, and every other things. Don't worry about that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. So please proceed to the next one.
Okay, the next one is 246.
246. Are you available?
Yes, 246.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning from Greece. 246. It's the code of my paper. So I will share my screen with you. Okay. Can you see the presentation now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So, hello, everybody. I'm Christos Kakarougas, and today I will present to you the paper with that me and Efthimios Papagiorgakis prepared. The paper is titled Evaluating the Effectiveness of Training Methods on the Performance of Human Resources in Hotel Businesses. So, regarding the introduction, the successive crisis of the recent years has forced the hotel businesses to change the way they produce and provide their services. In the hotel industry, human resources are particularly valuable as the quality of services provided to customers depends on them. Thus, hotel businesses seek to enhance human resources performance in various areas. To improve the performance of human resources in adverse conditions, the development and transmission of knowledge, skills, abilities must be strengthened. This can only be satisfied through learning methods that favor the development and formal and informal learning. So we'll proceed with the literature review. Regarding learning within a business is a mechanism that results in the transfer of knowledge and experiences from one employee to another. Learning helps human resources to improve and adapt to the current conditions, the knowledge they have, resulting in the improvement of their performance and work. Knowledge is an intangible asset that resides in the mind of human resources, while its main objective is to help human resources and businesses respond to new challenges and opportunities. Knowledge in the context of a business, such as a hotel, can be transferred through formal and informal learning. The formal learning is based on the teaching and begins with the initiative of the management of a company. In other words, it is structured, institutional, based on a formal educational plan with specific objectives, while its application requires the presence of an instructor specialist. The informal learning includes the opportunities for learning that arise in a person's daily life, therefore is experimental, non-institutional, involuntarily, and is product of a different activity. For example, a day at work or participating in an excursion. Is not based on a formal training plan, has a continuous flow that does not stop and is independent of management initiatives. In this context, it can be concluded that human resources training methods based on their central characteristics can be distinguished into those that favor formal learning and those that favor informal learning. The formal learning within a hotel is enhanced by the lecture training method, the demonstration training method, and the mentoring training method. While the informal learning within a hotel is enhanced by the internship training method, the business games training method, and the case studies training method. Managers, to improve the performance of the hotel, they work for often focus on improving mechanisms and methods related to financial management, room management, etc., with the aim of reducing operating costs. In service businesses, such as a hotel, this is not enough, and performance improvement should focus on the way that human resources perform in areas such as customer service, acceptance of new technology and innovation, professionalism and acceptance of the need to acquire new knowledge, acceptance of change and the need to adapt to the constantly changing business environment. The above analysis showed that the improvement of the performance of human resources in hotel businesses depends to a significant extent to the transfer of knowledge through training methods which favor formal or informal training. The purpose of this research is to confirm the following four hypotheses. So we'll proceed with the methods that were used. For the need of this research, a new prototype questionnaire was developed, the design of which was carried out in two stages. In the first stage, with the method of content analysis of results of previous research, central elements emerged that in the context of a hotel are related on the one hand to the organizational learning and training, and on the other hand to the performance of human resources. In the second stage, the data collected in the first one were consolidated and semantically synthesized to facilitate the creation of a new questionnaire, which was tested through a pilot survey. The results of the pilot survey, combined with the comments of the participant in it, led to the creation of a prototype questionnaire, which is characterized by simplicity and ease of understanding. The survey was conducted with the help of an electronic form and social networks from the 17th of March 22 to the 17th of May 22 in Greek hotels and was based on data collected from a convenience sample of 135 completed questionnaires. Exploratory and confirmatory factor analysis was used to analyze the data collected. The exploratory factor analysis, with the help of the statistical package SPSS 28, followed the extraction method of principal component, which was based on the Varmax rotation. The findings of the exploratory factor analysis were confirmed through confirmatory factor analysis. To achieve this, a first-order latent variant model was created and validated for each hypothesis. The creation of the first-order latent variant models was carried out with the help of the statistical package AMOS 26, where the method of structural equation modeling that was based on the maximum likelihood method of estimation. So we'll proceed with the results. That's the characteristics of the sample. That's the exploratory factor analysis for the first and the second hypothesis. That's the results of the exploratory factor analysis for the third and the fourth hypothesis. We'll proceed now with the exploratory factor analysis results. Based on the above, it can be concluded that the exploratory factor analysis managed to create new data structures per hypothesis by revealing a set of observed variables that correlate with each other due to latent variables. All hypotheses were
Sorry
confirmed.
for interruption. You have 3 minutes, so please be close.
3 minutes. Okay. All hypotheses were confirmed since it had been found that human resources performance in the fields under consideration is improved through mixture of educational methods that favor formal and informal learning respectively. So this is the confirmatory factor analysis results, the latent variant model for the first hypothesis. This is for the second hypothesis, for the third, and for the fourth hypothesis. We'll proceed with the discussion. It has been found that improving the performance of human resources of the hotel in the fields of customer service is primarily related to the training method of case study and secondary to the training method of business games. The acceptance of new technology and innovation is equally correlated with the case study and the mentoring training methods. Professionalism and the acceptance of the need to acquire new knowledge is mainly associated with the training method of case study and business games. The acceptance of change and the need to adapt to the constantly changing business environment is primarily related to the educational method of mentoring. And finally, the internship training method was found to be slightly correlated with the improvement of the performance of human resources in hotel businesses in all the above fields. Concluding, based on the above, it can be concluded that this study has elements of originality and scientific and practical contribution. Through the combined application of exploratory and confirmatory factor analysis, 4 new prototype Likert type scales were created and validated, which can be used by other researchers in the future. The finding of the study also holds elements of originality and utility, and on a practical level, since it has proposed specialized mixtures of training methods that hotel managers can apply to improve the performance of human resources in specific areas of interest, avoiding the unnecessary waste of the resources that will cause by the investment in training methods with low returns per field of interest. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm available to you for any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this important study about evaluating the effectiveness of training method on human resources, especially in hotel businesses, and identifying the factors influencing all this process. I think is quite important. And thank you so much. If there are any question about this presentation, we can come to the Q&A session and we will discuss it later. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the presenter. It was quite interesting topic. I should move to the next presenter. Paper ID is 246, I think.
246, yes. 246, I think 246 was the one just now
Okay,
presented.
then next one is
Yes.
Yeah.
254.
254.
Yes.
254. Yes, yes, please. 254. Paper ID 254. Character base
Increasing
packet.
cultural dimensions.
What's
Are
the
you there?
paper title?
254. Increasing
pa-
cultural dimension employs perspective working virtually with international companies globally.
254. Are you available? 254. 254. I can't see it on the screen. Someone is trying to log in. Two five four. Paper ID 254. Are you available? Dr. Patel. Okay, so please move to the next one.
Okay, the next paper ID is 255.
255. Paper title, please.
The paper title is the effect of add temporal features control on experience implying enjoyment and add recall.
Paper ID 255 or 255. Are you available? Paper ID 255. 255 is absent, so we can move to the next one.
It's 256.
It's 256.
Yeah, the next one is 256.
What's the paper title?
The paper title, The Exploration of Positives in Sinhala.
256. Paper ID 256. Are you available? 256. Paper ID 256 is also absent. 256. 256 absent.
Okay, the next one is 258.
258 is a video presentation. If you are available, you want to present it here, you can still come to the screen. 258. Paper ID 258.
Maybe not.
Yes, video presentation. Okay.
Okay, the last one is 230.
230. 230. 230. What's the paper title?
Listeners, just wrote
Oh, it's a
listeners.
listener. He's a listener. No.
Okay.
Involvement with the presentation. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Anyone?
thank you.
who has not presented his or her presentation? I think many of the presenters were video presenter. They already sent their videos for the YouTube channel, and only 2-3 are, I think, absent. Maybe they already sent their PPTs in video format. Anyone who's left and want to participate to present his PPT or her PPT?
Sir, may I present my PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah, what's your paper ID?
I am presenter 245, sir.
245. 245. Yeah, 245. Okay, please. Did you find your PPT?
I had found the backup file, so I will just it will just be used for my presentation.
Okay, please. Can you share a screen?
Yes, I am sharing my screen right now. Can you see it already, sir? May I know if you can view my presentation, sir? Hello?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible. We can see that.
Thank you very much. I am Mary Grace Ramos from the Philippines, and my study is code switching in teaching literature, the case of English teachers. Literature is embedded in our discussion in class. So it facilitates the learning of our students, and it is applied in various ways. So we have here the interessential code switching, intraessential code switching, and tag switching. Code switching is widely observed in multilingual and multicultural communities, just like in the Philippines. That's according to CERT 2005. And linguists around the world consider code switching as an inevitable phenomenon in multilingual and bilingual communities. And in the Philippines, we have Republic Act 10533, an act enhancing the Philippine basic education system by strengthening its curriculum and increasing the number of years for basic education. So here, we have the basic education shall be delivered in languages understood by the learners, as the language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years of the learners. So here in the Philippines, particularly, kindergarten, grade 1, 2, and 3 are using the regional or native language. So one of the examples is Ilocano language. And then for grade 4 to 6, they are applying language transition program. So from Ilocano to Filipino, then English. That's why teachers and students have difficulty in understanding the lessons. And with that, we have unsatisfactory results. So students consider literature already as boring for the fact that they cannot understand it clearly using the English language. So in class, they are sleepy, they are noisy. That's why there are LAC sessions done, learning action cells sessions, and we also have inset, but we had come up with the problem that students cannot really comprehend our lesson. Usually, they ask their teachers to translate the lesson for them when they are used in English. And this study is anchored on the two theories, particularly the interaction theory by Gumpers and the bilingualism theory, which is widely known as the common underlying proficiency theory, and then we also have the threshold theory. And for the statement of the problem, it first, what reasons do teachers have in code switching and teaching literature? Second, in what ways has code switching affected the learners in terms of learning of new language? Second, practice of the English language. And according to Gumper's interactional theory, it focuses on how people from different cultures may share language, may share grammatical knowledge of a language, but differently contextualize what is said, that very different messages are produced. And according to the reciprocal interaction model of learning by Gordon Wells, alternative to the dominant transmission model of pedagogy, wherein the teacher is the sole transmitter of knowledge in the classroom. And another theory, we have the common underlying proficiency. This provides the base language support for both the first language of the student and the student language as well. And it says that anything that is learned in either language would then become part of this bank to be drawn upon when needed across language. And lastly, the threshold theory. The more developed the first language, the easier it will be to develop the second language. So it focused on the 7th grade class and the English teachers teaching literature. And the research design is case study, and particularly this is a qualitative research. And the setting and participant, there are 3 considerations. First, they must be handling English classes for 5 or more. Second, the participants can speak Filipino, Ilocano, and English. Third, they are holders of a permanent position. And the last consideration in choosing the participants is they must be willing to be interviewed and observed. And the data gathering instrument, first, there was an interview of the teachers. Second, there was a classroom observation of the teachers who were willing to participate in the study, and focus group discussion, particularly on the students of these teachers. And for the treatment of data, I have used the colysis method, and then we have the cool analysis and warm analysis. Wherein in the cool analysis, the significant statements and clusters are produced, and then we have under the warm analysis, the emergent themes were found out. So for the findings, code switching facilitates understanding literature classes. Second, it ignites learners' interest inside the classroom. However, we have a contradicting outcome here, which says that code switching hinders fluency in English language. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your finding with us. And if someone has any question, can come to the Q&A session and we will discuss it there. I think we are almost done with the participants. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I think we are almost done, and now we are open for the Q&A session, question and answer, suggestions, if any, from anyone, for any paper, presenter. So now you can ask the questions. Any question are welcome. Any question? I have a question from 214, paper ID 214. Are you available? Paper ID 214. I think it's gone. Not with us. Leave it. Also, Professor Amjad 216. Are you available?
Yeah, I'm available. Any question for me?
Okay, thank you so much. And your study is quite important and quite novel, I think, and it's eligible for the journal if 1000, if you are interested. So I want to ask you, you have the data associated with this paper, the data?
Actually, the data, it's based on available, legislation in the Jordanian system. So it's not something that's really new. It's not data, it's like just part of the legislation system of the Jordanian system.
Okay, so it's not freely available,
It's available,
right?
No, it's available. It's published, it's already, anyone can achieve that type of data because it is already published.
Oh, that's
Not
good.
something
It's
new.
already published. Then it's very good. So are you interested in this Scopus Q1 journal, or you just want to go for the Google Scholar Index journals?
No. Actually, it's like a Scopus Q1 journals. That would be our target. And we already, showed our interest in our application form that we sent to the conference, that we are looking for a Q1 Scopus journals.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So that's why I'm asking that if there is a data and it's already published, it's a good thing, and it's quite eligible for this journal, and we can proceed with that. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Any question about participants or beyond participants about the journal you want to publish? You want to publish your paper in Google Scholar Journal, or you want to publish it in Scopus Index Journal, or you just don't want to publish the papers but want to publish your abstract as a proceeding? You can ask me here the questions. This is a Q&A session.
I have a question, sir. How will we know that our paper is legible for publication, sir?
So first, you let me know where are you interested in Scopus or Google Scholar?
I am interested either of those publications, sir.
Did you register for the Google's International Journal, or you register for the Scopus Journal? During the registration, there is an option in the form. Which one you selected?
I did select. I think it's. I'm not sure, but either of the two, sir. I am not sure if I did select Scopus or Google Scholar, sir.
Yeah, Google Scholar, we can publish it easily. We are associated with a lot of good Google Index journals, and your paper is I think is related to literature, right?
Yes, sir. And
yeah, literature. Yeah, we have a journal of Advances in Humanities Research is quite good for literature and humanities related studies. So your paper can goes there, and I see you have established your paper and developed it quite well, framed it very, very well, and your methods and all other components that the paper must have. So it's quite easy. We will go for that. You can submit your paper after 5-6 days after this conference, and we will submit it to that journal.
Okay, sir. So I will be resubmitting my full paper submission, which I had submitted already before.
Okay, so if you already submitted, then no need to resubmit it, and we will go for to submit to that journal, JIDOR, Journal of Advances in Humanities Research.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
Any
very
other
much.
question? Any other question? Any other question regarding publication, regarding your impression about this conference? Any other things you want to share with us? Yeah, I know the community. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you. But before that, can we take a group photo with the open cameras? Yeah, that will be good for if we can take a group photo and you can open your cameras with smiley faces. Yeah, thank you so much. I can see many other participants are still not opening their cameras. If you can open your camera, if you are happy with it, with your consent, informed consent, as we see in the research. Yeah. Okay, so I think others are not willing to open their camera, so I will take a group photo. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for this conference, and hopefully that will be able to publish all the papers.
Yeah. Hopefully every paper will be published, and don't worry about that. And I hope that the participants of today's conference enjoyed well today's session. And it was really a great experience with all of you. And thank you so much for participating in our virtual conference. And I see there were a lot of papers, different papers received, from literature to business studies, political science, political related studies, media and digital related studies, a lot of different papers, and quite diverse. And really, I see that all the papers data was quite supported by robust methodologies and theoretical frameworks and achievable objectives. But still, you know, as researchers, that improvements are always there in every manuscript. So we can work in all these on all these manuscripts to polish it for publication in good journals. And I hope you will receive reviews on all these manuscripts, and you will respond it in the due time that we can publish it in good journals, in the targeted good journals. And some of the participants were not able to join us in Zoom, so I'm sharing the YouTube channel link here in the chat box. You can go to our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe and like it. And you can watch the videos, the video PPTs over there. This is our YouTube channel. I will share it here in the chat box, sending to everyone. Yeah, this is our YouTube channel link. Yeah. And those who were unable to present it here and still didn't send their PPTs in video form, I'm sharing your email. You can send your video PPT to this email, and we will upload it to our YouTube channel. This is our email. You can note it and share your PPTs through this email. And yes, our respected session chairs, Professor Mike and other reviewers already evaluated the video PPTs, and Professor Mike evaluated the papers presented here, and the results for the awards, the award winners will be sent to your email along with the proceedings and the certificates. And we are looking forward to you to join us in our upcoming conferences. And for your kind information, I'm sharing my Facebook page of this organization in the chat box. You can like and follow it to be aware and to be reach to the updates regarding upcoming conferences, workshops, and publication opportunities. This is our Facebook page, and I'm also sharing our number, WhatsApp number. You can add this number to reach us about any question about your papers and other things. Yeah, this is our YouTube channel, our WhatsApp number, 37963849. Yeah, this is our number, WhatsApp. You can add, and we will add you to a WhatsApp group. We most often share the information regarding conferences, publication in this group, so you will have the opportunity to see the information in the group as well as on the Facebook page. Yeah. And yeah, if you have any question, you can ask me here, and you can also ask us on the WhatsApp number and on the email. These are all the information I shared with you. Any question? We are available. Thank you so much. Any question? I think if no question, I will invite our session chair to have the final remarks, and then we can wind it up. Professor Mike, are you available?
Yes, thank you. Well, in the end, I should say thank you very much for such a knowledgeable conference of IARP. And I really appreciate your presentation skills, everything, and the paperwork really novel. It really was quite interesting, and I learned a lot from you people. And I should say thank you, all of you, and hopefully see you in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. And yeah, if no other question, we can move to the end, and I hope to see you in the upcoming conferences, workshops, and research-related academic activities in IARP. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.